Axe.
So Danny, let's go. Are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Ah, well, this is. I love these super short notice stuff. It's always fun.
It
So
was literally 5 minute notice, and then all of a sudden, I just went into complete and utter panic because I wasn't sure what to do. But anyways,
yeah, just
we are
keep
here with
talking. I'm still
the.
setting up everything.
Oh, okay. Is the stream actually up though?
Yes, we're online.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. So welcome to the MPGLC Season 7 qualifiers. We're here with Team New World versus G-Guard Esports. We are HeflaTV, and I am here with my manager Hefla, and I am at Danelie Casts. So we'll be covering this game for you. Hefla's a little bit busy, so I'll be going through the draft as well
Lion.
as the brackets as well. Were these brackets gonna be best of threes, or were they just best of ones for
Best of ones,
today?
all of them.
Just best of ones? Okay. So best of one games for each team. So pretty much if you win a game, that's great. You get points. If you lose though, you're going to be at a bit of a disadvantage. So today you really want a good run, grab some wins, be at the top of your bracket, and hopefully you're going to be in a very good spot compared to some of the other teams who might be a little bit at a disadvantage. But anyways, we'll jump right into the draft. So Viper, Batrider ban here for Team New World, whereas G-Guard, they get rid of Troll Warlord and Vengeful Spirit, so pretty popular heroes so far taken out of the pool. Aside from the Viper, I suppose Viper not as popular as he used to be. He's still great at what he does. He's a great one-on-one hero, great mech carrier, very tanky, but Team TNW just gets rid of him full stop. They don't want to deal with the Viper. He's got quite a bit of damage over time with him as well, so pretty annoying hero. So first picks so far will be Bristleback and Lion for TNW, whereas G-Guard, they're going to secure themselves Axe and Witch Doctor. So we've got a lot of physical burst coming out from G-Guard. They've got the Witch Doctor Death Ward and they have the Axe too. And okay, sorry about that. I just had to double check something. TNW, though, they've got a pretty versatile draft at the moment. Bristleback most likely going to be their offlaner. They've got a pretty standard support in the Lions, so they've got a lot of lockdown with the Earth Spike, the Hex, and they've got some damage output now with him too, with that Finger of Death. Bristleback, he's going to be the frontliner for TNW, probably going to be picking up the Mech, Crimson Guard, or Pipe. Probably going to be Crimson Guard this game, just because there's a lot of physical damage output coming out from G-Guard's heroes already. And these are just two heroes. We don't even know what they're going to pick up for the next three heroes. So I'm expecting Crimson Guard for the Bristleback. It's very early to say, though. He could go for something else. But we're gonna go through our second phase of bans. So a lot of magical burst actually eliminated for TNW. Queen of Pain and Meepo are going to be there to select bans, whereas G Guard they get rid of the sniper and the Earthshaker. I'm surprised that Juggernaut's still in the pool, but I guess a lot of teams they don't really feel that he's that big of a threat anymore. They realize that sniper and Earthshaker more worthy of those bans. Are you ready now, Hefla? I'm very sorry.
Well, I'm still trying to fix everything, but I don't know. Social media stuff should be out by now. As I said, this is super short notice. The whole thing is four times. Yeah, it's four times best of one. We have like here Team Malaysia Invasion. Who else do we have? United We Stand, G Guard, Team New World. I know them from another tournament. I'm just looking for some other known teams. That's pretty much what we expect, and we will follow. I guess Team Malaysia and G Guard, since they're the both prominent ones. So four times best of one. That's pretty much it, and it's 13 SGT, and then always plus 1 hour. That's the program for now. I mean, not like anyone knows about it. Like we didn't know
Yeah,
about it either. But let's see, maybe some people like managed to get on the stream. For me, this is I don't know. Like my last real cast was more than half a year ago. I just had a fun cast with you, and now we're back into this. I don't even know if my Dota settings are alright. I hope my OBS is alright. It was all set up for Heroes of the Storm, not for Dota 2, but let's see.
should be the same. They should be the same settings. It's fine. You'll be fine, okay?
Yeah, and you're
Just
the
stay
expert
cool,
because
calm,
I
and
have no idea
collected.
what's going on in Dota 2 in the current meta. I mean, there was no new patch, so everything is pretty much the same.
Pretty much the same, yeah.
But then again, it's C, so C always surprises.
Of course they do, and it's great to watch C games. They like to literally just step over that particular line and say, we're not going to play standard Dota, we're going to do something a little bit different. But, well, Storm Spirit, he used to be that hero that people would just like to use as a pocket strat. He would be that kind of surprise hero factor. But now teams, they've been picking him up a little bit more. He's a great hero though, he's got a lot of mobility. You can have a lot of burst potential as well with the Storm Spirit combo. And if he farms very well, if you get that fast Orchid on your Storm Spirit, this Witch Doctor is going to be shredded to bits. And to an extent, you could even say the Razor would be as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just trying to figure out how that Witch Doctor is getting his ultimate through at the moment because there's a Hex, there's a Stun, and the Storm Spirit, of course, either with the Vortex or then later with the Orchid, waiting for him to interrupt, which means he gotta wait till the Lion makes initiation on someone else, then he gets through with the ultimate and the Storm Spirit. He needs to save the Orchid, but then again, he might go for another target. There are still 2 more to come, which, yeah, and those might be the targets he wants to go for in the end. The Razor. The only good thing about the Razor is like his magic protection as such against the Lion. So, well, direct spells at least slow the enemy, damage them. Let's see.
Well, remember, you can actually purge things with the passive from the Razor as well. So if you have a haste rune and you throw a single target spell or disable on him, you just purged your haste. So that's also something to note as well. I have seen it before and it was pretty funny too. So, oh my goodness. So
No,
we are going to have a silencer pick. Sorry?
I was just, I mean, this axe against the Storm Spirit obviously can be used to actually get him before he zips away. I'm kinda feeling bad for the Silencer and the Lion because both of them come with such a low HP pool that, I don't know, 2 spins and we have a dunk on both of them. The Bristleback, well, it's pretty nice to have an axe against a Bristleback because that way you force him at least to face the right direction. But now something even more interesting is coming on, the Shadow Shaman, which we haven't seen in Dota for a long time.
This was back in the pushing meta, I believe, when Death Prophet was incredibly strong. Where you would see Death Prophet every game, then there'd be Shadow Shaman. It was pretty much the TI4 strat where people just go for that massive death ball push. You get like Shadow Shaman, Death Prophet, then you get Nature's Prophet as well. So you just get all these heroes that are so good at pushing. Jakiri was very strong as well during the era, but we don't see him anymore. I kind of like the pickup though, because they're going to be going up against a global silence, so there is pretty much going to be a 5% chance that Witch Doctor ever gets a full duration death ward. But with the Shadow Shaman, the only thing that you're really going to cancel is going to be those shackles with any sort of disable. Everything else aside from that, it's just pretty much a single cast and that's it. The silence is not going to affect the death wards. Your nuke is literally just going to cast instantly. And if you hex somebody, if you're silenced or you're stunned, it doesn't really matter because they're still turned into a chicken. So I kind of like Shadow Shaman as a support. The only issue is that he is going to be so farm dependent this game. And when you're going up against a Storm Spirit, when you're a Shadow Shaman, you're so squishy and you're so slow that there is a very low chance for you to actually get away from the Storm. But there is a nice little perk if you shackle him and someone actually TPs in to save him, for example, a Blink Dagger Axe, you could potentially turn on that Storm Spirit. So we'll see if the Shadow Shaman pays off.
Yep, and I just updated our title so people actually know what we're casting right now here. But yeah, everything you said was absolutely right. I have to agree there. I was actually, I don't know, a bit nostalgic because TI4 Shadow Shaman, you're right. I think he lasted in the meta just another 2 or 3 months till like when Ice Frog then removed like these crazy pushes and the push strategy was sort of not popular anymore, and ever since, I don't know, he never really made it back into the meta. Like, I mean, the few games I watch per week in Dota at the moment, like, no, it's not really happened throughout all scenes. But like, that's why I'm even more looking forward what G-Guard is actually doing with this. I mean, Razor plus the Shadow Shaman, both is quite insane when it comes to push. I mean, we have the wards, we have the Razor ultimate with the Arganims, and the Axe clearing some waves that could be quite nice. And how does now the draw ranger fit into all of this? That's quite interesting.
There's so many slows, disables, and silences on TNW's draft. Now they have the Drow silence, so Shadow Shaman and Witch Doctor are going to have incredibly hard games. The Gust is going to be super nice, so if the Axe blinks on top of maybe the Storm Spirit or Silencer who's right in front of the Drow, she throws the Gust, it's going to blow them away a little bit, it's going to buy them time, and it might be enough to actually help them survive and hopefully cast those spells during the team fights. And it now means that they have some late game presence with the Drow. You have the Drow Aura, which is also going to benefit your Storm Spirit because he's ranged as well. So when this Drow gets big, that means that the Storm Spirit's going to get free right-click damage, and he's pretty much free to build utility items in that point. So you can build up your Hex. Obviously, Orchid's going to be a nice pickup. You can get your Bloodstone to have that infinite amount of mana when you start stacking charges. So this Drow, I think she synergizes in the draft. They just need to make sure that their Bristleback can actually farm up items to really stay in the middle of the fights. Because we've seen in the past that if your Bristleback is really struggling, during the mid game when he doesn't have any items and he's trying to farm it up, firstly, he doesn't farm very quickly, and secondly, with a Bristleback with no items, if he's trying to sit in the front lines to tank, he's probably going to tank for 3 seconds, and then he's going to be a very spiky pancake. The Bristleback just doesn't really do that much for your team unless he can actually sustain through it. Templar Assassin, though, last pick for G-Guard, and this is the Yamate hero. What do you think?
Well, the Templar Assassin, there's not much against him actually to remove, well, the stacks too fast. That's the good thing. Then again, Templar Assassin being silenced and under attack is also not the best thing. There's no meld, no refractions, no nothing you can actually get through. The same goes, of course, for the Shadow Shaman Witch Doctor as well. To be honest, I think any fight initiation they go for when we talk 5-on-5 should be on the Silencer or the Lion, because that's the dangerous part. The problem about it is that they have so much defensive stuff. Like if you don't get a call, for example, on the Lion at the same time, the Lion will take care that someone is hexed and stunned at the same time. Well, that should buy the time for the Silencer to get the silence through. We also have a Gust to work with by the Drow Ranger, making sure the Silencer survives. So this Silencer, like, all he has to do is stay alive long enough, get the silence off, and in that time the Bristleback is going full ham, as well as the Drow Ranger and the Storm Spirit. To be honest, New World draft wise, definitely better. And wait, I just gotta mute my microphone. Oh wait, actually, I think it is. Oh, I think it is on Dota TV. Never mind. So yeah, I leave my microphone open. Either way, just go ahead and introduce the names. I probably won't know any one of those anyway.
That's okay. I know half of them. I don't know half of them, so it's okay. We're pretty much in the same boat at this point. But playing on the side of G-Guard, on the Radiant side, on our Axe, it's going to be Winter, the one and only Winter, going in that offlane Axe. We have a stand-in playing on the Witch Doctor. His name is going to be Summer. Playing in the mid lane, we have Yamate, the big bad boy, on the Templar Assassin. Down bottom, we have a stand-in playing on our Razor. His name is Ben, and we have Ling playing on our Shadow Shaman. On the side of NW playing on the Dire side. Up top, we're going to have a safe lane farming Storm Spirit. His name is going to be Sukite. Down near the secret shop on our line, we have Kais. Down towards near the Roast Pit on our Silencer, we have May. In the river, though, we have Milky on our Drow Ranger. And lastly, sitting towards the ward spot on our Bristleback, who'll be going off lane, it's going to be Z.
Did you mention Milky, or did you just forget him straight?
I said Milky.
Okay, on the Drow Ranger.
I
Good.
said Milky.
Well, at the moment he's the one who wants to get that bounty rune, and we're gonna head for aggressive tri-lane, which is quite interesting. But then again, it's not interesting because, never mind me, this is Drow mid and a Bristleback and an aggressive tri-lane with the 2 supports, and we have the Storm Spirit top solo. That's the way I see it at the moment?
I kind of feel like they're gonna just have the supports down here to help the Drow get the rune, and then they're gonna rotate up top to help the Storm. Because if you think about it, a Storm versus Axe lane, Storm's not gonna have a very fun time, and he doesn't get the ball lightning until level 6. And he's also got boots too, so he can move a little bit quickly. But if he gets caught out by the Axe, he's gonna take so much damage just from the counter helixes. So if Sukite's going to be up here by himself, he's really got to watch his positioning, try to not get caught out by Winter, and then as long as he can just survive the laning phase, get a couple of CS, just hit level 6, that's pretty much all he has to do, I suppose. If the supports rotate to help kill Winter, that's going to be great too, because he'll get a little bit of extra from the either kill bounty or the support bounty.
And we already see what the Lion spec'd. I mean, he went for that Earth Spike, and the Silencer probably will go for the last word, because that's like the best damage combination. I'm not a big fan of the Earth Spike first point, simply because of the duration. 2.5 hex is, in my opinion, always better, because the damage you get from Earth Spike at this point is well, mostly less if you compare it to the 1 or 2 more right clicks you get in there. Because it's just 80 damage and 2 right clicks, or maybe even 3 right clicks with a 3-second hex. I don't know, but he already decided to go for that, and in combination with the silencer, it's a nice roaming combo. We just have to see if they go for a level 1 aggression or if they just wait for level 2, because level 2 then is actually dangerous, because then you get hexed, stunned. That's, I don't know, 3.5 seconds plus a follow-up silence by the silencer, and maybe even that 1 point in curse, even though that is also arguable. I mean, some go for the claves just for that 1 value point to get the bonus of your base int. I don't know, but it's definitely a lethal combo they can go for. We just have to see if they're aggressive early or not.
Yeah, it's going to be completely dependent on how they want to skill the heroes. I think the only reason he's actually leveled up the Earth Spike is he's expecting a lot of heroes to be down bottom on G-Guard, and he wants to try and land those 2 to 3 man Earth Spikes. Just getting a 2-man Earth Spike is going to be nice. If you go for Hex, you're only going to disable 1 person, but they have a lot of heroes down here anyway. So I think they're going to be putting a lot of pressure onto that line to try and get those really nice Earth Spikes. Milky, though, no point into any spells, so he's going to just pretty much spell it depending on who's here and who's not. If there's no one that's going to come down,
sure.
then yeah. Yeah, just precision aura. If they chase somebody, though, Frost Arrows will be probably the choice pick, though. But we'll see what happens first, because the game's still paused, nothing's happening. So we're only theory crafting at this point.
Yep, and some people finally gather here on the stream. It took a while, but finally we are up there. For all those who don't know, these are the MPGL group qualifiers. There are 4 games at the same time, as far as I understand, since there are 4 groups. We will follow G-Guard and or Team Malaysia. They face several other C teams of, well, medium name, let's just say it like this, or maybe it's just my regional lack of knowledge or something. Either way, Winter's getting impatient. Me too. Also, excuse myself there, because yeah, for me this is a short notice cast. I usually don't even cast anymore, at least not Dota 2. And, well, they're changing PC. And in the meantime, I can just keep on apologizing. If there's something with the overlays or whatsoever, like my OBS is totally rusty, it hasn't been used since forever. So, I don't know. Danny is the only one who's actually still in business. I'm usually busy with other things. And I also hope that we actually get this through, because in first of all, I haven't slept. That's the first thing. And in 6 hours, Heroes of the Storm, Enter the Storm Gozu Cup is gonna start, which means I have to be awake for that as well. So I'm just hoping we get this 4 times best of ones here in the MPGL qualifiers through. Till then, unfortunately, first game is already a bad omen, because Mr. Storm Spirit here is changing his PC.
Yeah, a couple of technical issues, but hopefully it does get resolved pretty soon. I bet everyone's excited to actually see this game. I haven't really been watching G-Guard, so this is going to be my first taste into seeing how they've been doing. I think I did see them. Yeah, it's a new roster.
The name is old, but like everything else is just new on it.
Yeah. Last time, I think they let go their team, or their team left G-Guard. So G-Guard managed to form their new team, and they got Winter this time. Everyone loves winter casting. It's very fun.
There's anyway a lot of changes around the C scene. As I said, I'm not watching too much Dota at the moment, just because I don't have time for it, nor casting it, so I'm not doing actively research. But I mean, obviously, like the big highlights I still see here and there. So I mean, when it comes to Team Malaysia, their sponsor dropped them, or they got dropped by sponsors, or like I don't know which way it was, but they're not eHome anymore.
I think they dropped eHome. I think. I could be wrong.
I mean, that's the way it was.
I think that's how it went. I think they dropped the eHome name. I'm not too sure why. Maybe there was a better sponsorship, if my English serves me correctly. But that's what I heard. I never really saw the details, because if you drop a sponsorship, I'm not really, I'm not into that kind of sponsorship stuff. It's like, oh, why they drop their sponsorship? No.
Yep, I'm actually looking forward who is gonna replace that. I mean, we are pretty short before the TI, so well, if you actually want to come up with a decent team and also don't face too many problems, also financial problems, then yeah, it would be the best timing to actually have it right now.
Yeah.
Someone's asking, is that a rebroadcast? Of course.
No.
It's always rebroadcast. On HeflaTV there hasn't been a single rebroadcast yet. But I recorded my voice and Danny is just talking with me now live.
Exactly, I got a live script right here because I know what you're going to say, so I know what kind of response I have to have to come up with.
So let's see
Okay,
who's getting the bounty runes. I mean, nothing changed there in Dota. You still want to have that tasty bounty rune, and it's actually 1-1. 1 to the Dire, 1 to the Sentinel. Wait, you don't say Sentinel anymore, right?
You can, it's fine. You're aware of the bounty changes, right? The bounty gives you 100 EXP and 100 gold now for each bounty. Yes? No?
Yes. When did they change that?
They changed it with I don't remember. I don't remember when it happens, but I know it happened.
Bad caster.
Anyways,
not even knowing the
bad
patches.
caster. I'm very sorry. And normally I'm on top of this stuff, but bounty rune, please. I never even get the bounty rune because everyone's greedy as hell and they take the bounty runes for themselves.
Yep. Either way, here in this bottom lane, like the first harass is already coming out. The last word spam on the Razor shall begin. He didn't even put a point in any talent yet. He's keeping that at the moment, just for the fact that, yeah, he might need that unstable current as a second point. Maybe he goes for the plasma field just to grab some CS, which he doesn't get at this point, just one at the moment to his name. And well, he also wants to have, of course, the static links and get the bristlebacks, dealing all his damage, just following him in the right clicks, and maybe a Shaco by the Shadow Shaman. That's how I can see potential first blood going around, at least if the Lion leaves the lane. But at the moment he's just staying in the background. So let's see how this one goes. Top, we had actually the Witch Doctor doing quite some harass damage on the Storm Spirit. You already said it earlier. Till level 6, there's nothing he can do, and he has to be careful. If the X calls him, level 1 casket, some nice spins, some right clicks, and that might be our first blood.
Yeah, but I think for the moment, the main goal for G-Guard is just to pretty much get levels on their heroes, get some CS. They might not win the lane potentially, but this bottom lane, I think what G-Guard wants to do is they just want to survive, get as much CS as they can, and so long as they don't die, they won't technically lose to this tri-lane. Because think about it, you have 2 heroes going up against 3, and the 3 heroes have to share the EXP between them. So the 2 heroes that you have in that safe lane, they're going to be of a higher level, and you're going to have more kill potential just because you're going to have extra points in those crucial spells. So, so long as G-Guard can survive, they're pretty much in an okay position.
Well, and when it comes to warding, like, a bit late, but still, like, the ward came out here, bottom, and that means no side pulls. That means the Razor is completely dependent on what's coming from the lane. But oh, we have an invisibility rune. There's the stun already. There is the hex right after. Last word doing also a tiny bit of damage, but the question is that enough? Yes, it is. Once the last word popped, that was just enough. And oh, look at the shame. And he really wanted to get that pistol back, but he survived with like 20 HP in the end. The Self is just doing the trick. Oh my god, that was unlucky. Yeah. Not even getting a revenge.
That was very unlucky, and there was not even any points into Bristleback for the Bristleback either, so he would have been taking the full brunt of that Shadow Shaman in terms of that right click, but, well, good kill there for NW. They got what they wanted in their tri-lane.
This is actually quite hilarious. They really want that Storm. There's the casket flying out. The initial stun is there. Now what they need is call, and of course a lot of luck to get the spin. Spin to win, but the Storm Spirit at the moment, it jukes. But now he's surrounded. They have vision. There's the call, and that's for sure a kill. At least in the top lane they get their revenge. So both lanes so far, the farming lanes, are doing quite okay-ish. Plus they're gonna I think they're gonna creep skip here, which makes it also quite nice for them, since there's a lot of pressure on the tower.
Yeah, I don't know if Winter actually wants to go for Tranquil Boots or if he wants to just rush straight for his Vanguard. I don't actually think Vanguard will be too bad this game because he's going up against a Drow Ranger, so Drow Ranger, purely physical. Same with the Bristleback, he's got all the Bristleback quills, that's physical damage as well. Storm Spirit, he's got a little bit more magical damage, but predominantly doing right click damage, and he's actually going to chase after Winter.
Yeah. He was a bit too aggressive there, like, the harass is real, but, well, there's no vortex, no nothing. Oh, the Shadow Shaman caught out by the silence. I mean, this won't lead to a kill, or actually will it? Never mind that, the last one being popped just by the Buzzle hands like the Imperator from Star Wars. They always reminded me of that, I just had to bring it in.
Oh, I see. So if we take a look at the CS graphs for the moment, we have our Axe and Razor currently leading, followed by a Templar Assassin and also the Drow Ranger. So
look at this, nice gank. The level 1 Maledict is coming out. What they need now is damage, so it actually ticks down, but the TA wasn't in range, so instead he's focusing on the silencer, probably even getting that kill. No! The Hex perfectly in time. The range is still enough, but now he's under the tower. Refractions are up and no mana on the Lion, so in the end they get 2 kills. The Maledict actually ticked him down. It was a worthy trade. Only the poor Witch Doctor had to leave his life there pretty much. And now, oh, that Lion is now in trouble. Look at this, the right clicks, one more is needed. There's no Hex, no nothing. Oh my god, what just happened?
Guys, he just manned up, turned around and said, "Come at me, brah, come at me." Just pretty much whacked him with his wand, and that was pretty much about it. So Yamate being a little bit too aggressive there, and he does get punished by the support Lion. And all of a sudden, your Lion is almost level 5 with that kill. So a bit of a misplay there. Yamate probably learning his lesson and saying, okay, don't tussle with a Lion, especially when you're as low as he was.
This was absolutely hilarious. He was like, okay, sure, you dive the tower, and I'm just gonna punch your face. I mean, he has that glowing glove, you know, that red one, the hand of doom, with the finger of death. But oh, look at this axe. I think this is a tiny bit too aggressive. We don't have a vortex, no nothing, but there's a last one now on the axe. It's gonna pop, and he's trying to get aggressive here with the next creep wave incoming. Oh my god, that Storm Spirit, one spin, and that's enough. And now we have even more of a problem. Since the silencer is coming, double stun on them though. They're directly under the tower, no creeps left anymore, so they are taking the hits. No refraction charges at the moment available, so they have to settle for that one Storm Spirit kill at the moment.
I'd say that's absolutely worth it, especially when it's a solo safe lane Storm Spirit. He's just completely shut down. 15 CS. He was in a solo safe lane, but up against 2 heroes. So any items from that Storm Spirit is going to be absolutely delayed. He's almost level 6, so he can help his team out a little bit once he hits level 6. No point into Electric Vortex though, so I'm not expecting any ganks from Storm up until maybe level 7 or 8 once he actually gets a point into the Electric Vortex, because if you look at their draft, they have very few disables aside from that Lion. The Silencer, no disables. Bristleback has got a slow, has even put points into it. He's got 1 point into the Nasal Goo, but he won't go up top anytime soon unless completely necessary. Drow, she's got the tiny, like, I don't know, it's a mini stun or just like the kind of stop from the gust at the end of the animation. But that's it. They don't have anything else aside from that Lion and the Electric Vortex for true stuns.
Yep, absolutely. And well, let's see. I think top they're gonna prepare another gank. This time it's the Lion, just trying to get that XP in because he is so close to that level 6 at the moment. Just, yeah, mana. Mana is something the Axe definitely needs. At the moment he has barely enough to make a combo. Actually, he doesn't even have enough for the combo. But let's see. Hasted Pusher back in the bottom lane. That means the Razor gotta be careful. He's standing around his tower. There's nothing he can do. He has a stick with 14 charges, so, well. Oh, by the way, the stream is slowly filling now, so some people know now that the games are online here, so apologies from me again. This is short notice cast. We just took it and, well, never mind, bottom lane. I have to interrupt my thought there. Look at the Bristleback going full ham here on the Razor, but the Razor turning around and, oh my god, in the end, the Bristleback survives, but the problem is that TP enough? The casket should fly, yes, and now it comes just to the right clicks, that's it.
He didn't even throw the cast animation. He lost vision to the fog, but he just died to the tower, so it's okay. But they lose their safe lane Razor. It is slowing him down in terms of whatever item he wants to go for. I presume it's going to be the mech. It's just a pretty standard item on the Razor, because if they have that mech, then that means that they're going to have a lot of teamfight potential. Lion, though, going to be jumped up by Winter. There's no call. He's just going to TP out. Never mind. There's the Berserker's call. Kite is so dead. And actually, so Kite, he zipped into everybody, and he's already dropping down to about 200 HP. May, unfortunately, there's going to be the Battle Hunger. He's going to have to retreat. No regen on him. And everyone's going to run away at this point by Milky. Going to throw an arrow onto Yamate, but Yamate's a little bit too quick. He has a regeneration ring if he wants to pop that though. He's going to keep on running. There's a refraction charge. Winter though, he's nearby. Vanguard has been finished up and just a TP up from Yamate. No threat for him, and he's pretty much okay to go.
There's no way they could have killed him. This was just a level 2 arrow, so the slow was just not enough. Like, in case he could have even melted and reinforcement TPing in. Nope, that just didn't work out. So nice gank there by G-Guard. It was kind of unexpected that the Lion tries to TP out with the call not being used, so that's kind of interesting. Bottom lane we see the Razor actually finally some pressure on that lane as soon as the Bristleback left the lane. And oh, in the mid, my goodness here, that Storm Spirit went for the kill, found it on the Witch Doctor, and now the Shadow Shaman is trying. The Maledict is still ticking, one more right click is needed. Okay, maybe two if you miss. Well, this one actually is perfectly done. And oh, the Bristleback at the same time here, they're pursuing him, but at the moment, well, stick charge is used, everything used, and the Drow Ranger is coming in, but now he's surrounded by two. This is really bad news. I wonder who wins this fight, because the Bristleback is just spitting boogies at everyone, and they're pretty much slowed all the time. But of course, TA turning it around, and now I don't think he's gonna make it. One more slow, and that should do the trick. He's trying to get denied by the neutrals. Didn't work out.
Yeah, so, oh my goodness. NW, they're getting a little outplayed, but it is still very early. They just need a couple of kills to actually just keep themselves equal with G-Guard, because they are falling behind. They're trying to farm up as much as they can, but there's been so much aggression on the top half of the map that no one's really been able to go down bottom to even soak the lane, to farm the lane, to even contest the Razor as well. So it's giving Ben some space to actually get whatever he wants to go for as his next item pickup. He's got Treads, he's going to steal damage there from K's. There's going to be the stun though onto our Lion. There's going to be the Electric Vortex, Finger of Death though onto the Razor as well. Ben, can he go down though? Storm Spirit going to finish him off there with the Electric Vortex, and Witch Doctor, he's just going to walk away with the heal. He's got the Death Ward ready if he needs to pop it. Silencer in the mid lane, going to be taken down by the Templar Assassin Yamate. No regeneration rune, he's used it up already, and there's a zip forward. They're going to go onto Summer down bottom. Our Witch Doctor, there's a Death Ward. No one has vision. They can't really go into there. Bristleback going to go in through the back lines, but he might be in trouble if he's not careful. Will he get picked off? Couple more right clicks. Witch Doctor wins! Oh my goodness.
Jesus Christ, they lose the Storm as well as the Bristleback there. This is just too greedy. New World here, they thought they have it, but in the end, nope, that was just not enough. G-Guard is always having the last word. Similar situation what we saw with the Bristleback. In the meantime, Axe is saying, thank you guys, I'm getting tons of farm here. Full creep waves as well as a tier 1 tower, and I think the next tier 1 tower is also bottom, which we're gonna get. And in the mid, well, just had a TP, and what they want, yes, this is exactly what they want. The Blink Dagger super early coming out, but unfortunately right clicks are just not enough. The Shadow Shaman also needs a Blink Dagger pretty much soon.
Yeah, he's got the Arcane Boots, so there's going to be a lot of mana regeneration on him. So that means that Shadow Shaman, he can rotate around, help his teammate, not really go back to the fountain unless he needs some HP, but I'm pretty sure Yamate is going to be generous with that bottle and help out little Ling here if he actually drops a little bit low. But yeah, NW, they're getting overwhelmed. They're actually losing their cores quite frequently as well. If you take a look at the kills, deaths, assists graph, we've got Bristleback at 3 kills. Our Storm Spirit is sitting on 4 kills with only Treads and Bottle. We've got 1 death on the Drow, so Drow not doing too badly herself. She's trying to get whatever she can. She has the Mask of Madness though. So 1 core item has been secured on that Drow. She will be hitting hard, but she needs to make sure that this Storm Spirit and the Bristleback can keep the gap between her and her enemies. Because Templar Assassin and Axe, they can literally just run at the Drow Ranger if they really want to. They're super tanky, they've got mobility items. Yamate in particular has that blink, so he can just literally jump on the Drow if he wants to. No blink on Axe though, but I think that's going to be his next item pickup. He is sitting on about 1.4k gold.
Yep,
So we've got some really big items up.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of big items coming up on G-Guard. NW, I think they need a couple of smoke ganks to just get some picks, just pretty much get the graphs back to an equilibrium, because G-Guard is leading by about 5k EXP, and gold-wise, yeah, about 5k as well. So 5k for G-Guard.
Yep, pretty much. So it's looking good. To be honest, like if those Blink Daggers now in action get them so much of an advantage, I don't think New World can actually recuperate from this, because even without the Blink Daggers, it was a 5k in XP and pretty much the same in net worth. We just looked at that, and once that Axe is coming out, I said it in the draft already, like if he finds initiation on the Silencer and or the Lion, for example, or Storm Spirit for that matter, before he can zip away or in or out or whatever you want to call it, then this is a big problem, because without those supports or without the Storm Spirit, the Bristleback and the Drow Ranger will fall apart as well pretty much soon. By the way, the stream is filling up, so finally some people found the stream. These games, 4 times best of 1 here in the MPGL qualifiers, they are a no ticker, they are not on the betting side whatsoever. It's really just for the looks and for you watching it. If you actually want that someone sees these games, because it's nice to see Dota action, then you have to use your social media. I posted it on Facebook HeflaTV as well as the Twitter and my personal Twitter. Well, you feel free to retweet, and of course Danny's Twitter. It's Danelie Cast.
Yay! Everyone knows it now.
Yeah, I think your Twitter needs some boost.
Exposure.
Some boost. With
Some
double B.
oomph.
Boost.
That was a little awkward, but anyway.
Why? What's the awkward part of it?
It's fine. It's fine. It's cool. It's cool.
Australians.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. We're a little upside down in the head, but that's okay. We're born like that. Everyone's born like that.
That's
Except I'm
the
permanently
humor
like
down
that.
under.
I'm like, it's like, best way to put it, probably like 360. So when I came out, it just kind of rolled out. I didn't come out as a normal baby. I just kind of rolled out. Everything's
Well,
all over the place.
But I can imagine it. I mean, if you live around kangaroos and all that stuff down under there on an isolated big island, you get sort of weird, especially in humor and stuff. So everything seems awkward.
Oh yeah,
Either
we
way.
get furry ducks that give birth to live babies. Yeah.
What?
A platypus. Have you heard of a platypus?
Yeah.
No? Yes?
Sort of.
Okay. Do you even know what they look like? It's like an otter with a duck's head, with a duck's face, and they give
Yeah.
birth to live babies, and they're very cute.
Isn't there even like a Pokemon after that? Culture told me once.
There might be. I don't actually. No, it's Psyduck. No.
By the
No.
way, what's going on here? Like, you got no Steam connection. Well, that's bad.
Yeah.
That's really bad. As I said, I haven't been casting pretty much since November. Like, I had to get my Steam connection and everything myself. OBS was not set up. Twitch connection was not up. Everything is super short notice. I'm surprised the stream is up and running and no problems whatsoever. I'm even surprised I have the correct overlays and all that crap. Jesus. But 11 minutes in, it's looking good for G-Guard, but of course we will never find out the results if those disconnects are coming up. It's the second one already. And also the problem is the follow-up games. I mean, they scheduled 1 hour for each game, and 4 games in a row, 4 times best of 1, which means the longer this one goes, the more we run into problems, because 7 AM CET is your 13, and now it's 8,
Yeah.
which means the next
Yeah.
games, or the next games, will start already, which means we're gonna miss our next game, the Team Malaysia versus CV game, or CW game, which means we have to follow G-Guard again against C9. Do you know C9?
C9?
Yeah, C9, like literally C S-E-A 9.
Oh, SEA 9. I've never actually heard of them. The only team I know in this bracket is G-Guard, Team New World, and that's it. I don't really know the other 2 teams, so
Yeah.
it's a bit of a mystery.
Well, I know. Well, in the other groups we have Invasion, obviously, United We Stand, Team Malaysia, NES, CW. Wait, is that? No, that's not CSW, right? That's something else.
Should be. I don't think CSW is in this. No, it's just CW.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Group D, I don't know anyone. Team Ice, I heard of them. I saw them in some qualifiers like months ago, I think. But the rest is also completely unknown. So I guess we're gonna stay here in that group. Which group is that? Group C. Yeah.
This is Group C. Yep.
Oh, Jesus. Stream sniping, someone says. Well, there's not much to snipe at the moment. Like, ward-wise, not much is coming out. If you look at the locations, everything is pretty standard. In the mid, they even know about those wards because we had some dewarding full from back going on in the mid. So that's no problem whatsoever. They protected the TA against potential sentry wards. But, whoa, look at this silencer. He's back. Sorry.
Back. It happened.
Yes, it happened.
Oh my goodness, so we are finally back in the game! Yay, nobody likes pauses. It's unfortunately the reality of online tournaments.
Oh, look at
You just
top
gotta
in the
deal with
jungle. This might be interesting because that lion is on... Is that a stacking mission? No, actually he missed the stack that was just for mana. The axe was around, but he's just... Winter really just wants his Blink Dagger. That's all he wants at the moment. In the bottom lane, I don't think anything's gonna happen here. That's, well, Razor versus Storm. Alone, he can't really do anything. But now there's maybe some help coming in with the Drow Ranger. Still, not enough. I need one of those disablers, which just leaves the Lion as an option, but the Lion is occupied with the jungle.
Actually, no, Milky going to come in from the back line. That was a very nice play for the Drow. There's going to be the pull. Can they finish off Ben? They should be able to, and that's going to be an easy pickup on that Razor. That was a nice play from Milky. He just came in from the backside, so even if the Razor decided to run backwards, he would have just pretty much taken the... He would have copped the full damage out from Milky.
Yep, there was a nice little circling around there, coming from the back, but in the meantime, and this is actually a crazy idea. If you look at the minimap, they're surrounded. 5 heroes around the Rosh Pit, mid lane, around the Ancients, and even in the bottom lane, and they're considering to go into Roshan. I mean, they have the Master Serpent wards as well as TA who can tank the Roshan, but I don't think that's a good idea. So TA leaves the Rosh Pit, and we have Ling staying here.
Ooh.
And that's quite interesting because he might run into a smoke, which comes here from the north. Winter is coming. Actually, no, we have to say the other way around. But, well... But
good job.
They want to get the Templar Assassin here. The question
They've
is,
got
do
to
they
be
have
quick
vision?
though.
Yes, they have 1 dust, and that should secure that kill. I don't think he can do anything against it, especially since the Storm Spirit is coming out, zip directly on top of the TA, and the rest is history.
Massive kill as well. I want to see how much bounty they got from that Templar Assassin. So all of them going on the Templar Assassin, they get about 800 gold. That's quite a bit during this pretty much 13 minutes into the game.
Oh, wait, yeah,
900-ish.
855. Jesus.
Yeah. So quite a bit of gold. I think they're going to push down this bottom T1 tower as well. No one's there to defend it, but I think Giga's just going to make a push on that mid lane. Shadow Shaman is sitting in the tree line, so he has Serpent Wards ready if he needs to drop it down and take the tower. But since no one's here, he can just save up the wards if he wants to and just go for a push down the T2.
Yep, maybe saving those wards for tier 2 isn't even a bad idea. There's only the person back in the mid lane, but he is also surrounded. Winter now, does he have his Blink Dagger? Yes, he does. So we might see a jump here, but also the Storm Spirit is in position. Razor also has his ultimate, and I think some TPs are coming. Never mind, actually they TP. Oh, bottom! Look at this, axe directly on top, spin to win, and that's already it. Now we have a
Disconnect.
Jesus. I wanted to say dunk, but now it's disconnect. Jesus. But yeah, he's gonna get dunked. I mean, this is 2-3-3. Yes. Easy.
They could get away without even dunking him if they really want to. He's so low, he's still got quite a bit of duration left on that battle hunger.
He will still do it,
just
because just kill secured. That's the only reason. Like,
Kill streak.
please, like, if we actually have, I mean, there's 2 minutes delay on the stream, but the chat can bet. Like, write 1 if you think he's gonna dunk, and you're on my side, or we go against Danelie, and she's obviously wrong, but if he's not dunking, then write 2. I'm pretty interested who's gonna vote for this, because I'm so sure he's gonna dunk. Everybody who plays Axe, and if you know Winter, he's gonna dunk.
We'll see. We'll see. Well, actually, are any of them close to getting any items? Because whoever's close to getting an item, they could just give the kill to that person. Anyways, it's normally it never happens like that. They just yeah, got plenty of time. I think Yamate's gonna go for a Yasha as his next pickup, just for a little bit of added movement speed and attack damage.
Well, let's see. I mean, at the moment, nobody's really close to any significant item, just some intermediate steps. Lion, by the way, he will TP out. I just checked the axe. Yep, he used that 1 call, of course, on the initiation, and yeah. So the Lion is definitely out. The Storm Spirit, full mana, but I don't think he can do anything in the mid. There are 3 people waiting in bottom. Even if he goes on one of them, nope, nothing will really work out. So New World, they have to retreat here. This is really a bad idea. This 1 tower and 2 kills, especially that 1 on the Drow Ranger, which they need as a carry. This was a really bad trade. And on top of all of that, they lost the mid tier 1 tower. So I don't know. This was, if you see the big picture behind it, it's a really bad trade for New World here.
Essentially, it's even, because both teams got the T1, but the moment somebody dies, then that's going to tip it in their favor. And also, something to keep in mind is that Shadow Shaman Serpent Wards are still available, so he didn't use it for the T1, so I'm actually going to be expecting a T2 push here from G-Guard,
No,
and it's going to come very quickly.
No.
Oh, Roshan?
Yeah, like, because they're in mid, they might head directly to Roshan, use the wards, and those two after they dunk the silencer, the dunk. Oh, no! God damn it! Why didn't you dunk? Goddamn Winter. Oh, instead they're gonna go on the Bristleback here in the mid and look at the ultimate Maledict and all that damage following up. If directly didn't kill him. Actually, the Maledict killed him. But
Oh, the Maledict killed him.
no, I'm actually pissed that I was wrong. No. I'm out.
The only reason I said they weren't gonna dunk it is that he was gonna die anyway, and it's just gonna be more mana efficient for Winter. Because if you just dunked it there, it would have been pretty much a waste. Level 2 dunk. He's gonna be turned into a Froggy. There's gonna be the Zip in there from Sukite. They might get the kill though. There's the Global Silence coming up from the Silencer, but he's super tanky. Winter cops the Finger of Death as well. Can they get him? That's gonna be Winter down. But this is a bit of a mistake, Benz. He's gonna be hit by Milky a couple of times, and NW, they're gonna back off. They're just a little bit scared. Global is down now, but they are gonna secure the Roche.
Yeah.
So NW, they get an axe kill, but they give up the Roshan.
See, Winter, that's what you get for not dunking. You get dunked
What do you
yourself.
think Donkey's gonna do? Like silence the lion for the rest of the game?
Either
No,
way,
no, no,
look
no.
at the Presserback. He just respawned, came back to the mid, and the first thing he gets is a Psionic Trap in his face. But now, oh my god, they tried to turn this around. Now the Frost Arrow's coming as well. That poor Shadow Shaman, he just explodes by the mere looks of that throw range at the moment. And, well, at least they get something out of this.
Yeah, they get a kill from the Shadow Shaman, but it's just a support Shadow Shaman. Drow gets about 3, 7, 8 gold, so it's going to help it towards their next item. Is this really going to be a Shadow Blade on your Drow? We have a Claymore on the Drow. I have mixed feelings on a Shadow Blade. It's going to be a nice item to help her if she needs to go for those pickoffs. Just go for Shadow Blade, just hit them once with the Shadow Blade proc and finish them up. Or we have a Storm Spirit DC.
I'm dunking my forehead at the moment. Also known as face palming.
The post duration is even longer than the game time.
The Witch Talk is actually speaking right out of my heart. They are cyber. What? Sorry, they are cyber. The
cyber
PC are bad. That means cyber means like internet cafe, right?
Yep.
Well, this is really bad news for them. I mean, I always feel bad, like when teams that, I don't know, seem to have potential, or at least they could have potential if they could practice and everything, but they can't play at home for various reasons. Either they don't have the hardware or the internet connection. They have to work around cyber cafes or internet cafes, and then stuff like this happens. This is really, well, then again, it's a strong part of the Filipino culture as well. So, I don't know.
Yeah, they're from the Philippines. I'm not too sure where NW is from. I've never
so.
really figured out where they're from. 1 minute of pausing time, then G-Guard can decide to keep waiting or play the game.
The admin
So
is
we have
making
the...
a call.
Oh, we reconnected just as you said that. So we are going to have an unpause very shortly.
You think?
Hopefully.
I mean, what they did, the trade right now against G-Guard was decent, but the problem is, well, if they're lagging or if they're DCing, eventually G-Guard won't wait anymore, especially now that the admin said it. So the next pause might actually lead to a 4-on-5 here, and that's of course always bad news in the mid. Here you gotta be careful. The Lion obviously, he is close to the Blink Dagger, relatively close, but still takes some time and
Oh.
oh god, Jesus.
I've nothing to say about the disconnects. I think it just comes to the point where you're just so used to it now that you just have nothing left to say.
But to be honest, I mean, like you Dota guys at the moment, you're pretty used to the fact that like a lot of server issues and stuff are like is happening. I mean, because when I open Reddit just to get news on Dota, all I read is like server X is just this and that and whatnot. So. Besides cyber cafe problems, like the Valve network is also not known as the most stable one.
I don't know, because I play from Australia, and I'll play on Southeast Asian servers as well, and I never have issues, ever. So I don't know if it's me, or if it's maybe just the hardware issues.
Well,
Or maybe their own
Dota
internet
strong.
problems too. See Dota very strong. Even very strong. Burn the cafe!
Burn the cafe, yes, please. Burn it down. Actually, this is a bad idea because if they're from the Philippines, then it might be a Mineski cyber cafe or something.
No money to burn. Pretty much the life of every gamer. They just never have money to burn on anything aside from their internet. Internet is life.
Yeah, absolutely. This is, I mean, if you work in esports just like I do, it's pretty hilarious because like the first thing I do when I come to a new country or a city whatsoever and I'm moving, like I don't care. I just don't care. Like, I don't know, what's the rent and is there a parking spot or something? First question is like, what's the internet here? And I'm looking at the local provider where the strongest lines are, and then according to those addresses and streets, whatever, then I'm picking my
Do you just
apartment.
find a place to stay there?
Yeah, no, that's like,
Yep.
that's the best thing you can go for. You go to your local provider when you visit like a new country or city or whatsoever where you live for, I don't know, 6 months, a year or something like that. So you find out where's the strongest internet, and then you go based on those addresses,
And just stay there.
find something.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't live without a decent internet.
I can't live right now. It's difficult as is. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we are going to finally have the reconnect and the go call from our Storm Threat soon. Looks like Kite having quite a bit of internet issues. I think he was the one that changed PC as well. So it could be a PC issue because the rest of his team...
Silencer actually changing the PC. They're both like alternating with their DCs. But let's see, at the moment we have a nice stack here by Summer. The question is who's gonna get it? Do they give it to the Razor? Do they give it to the Axe? Maybe to the TA or all a bit shared? Do they do it in a joint effort? At the moment we have the Draw Ranger. There's the Lotus Edge in action for the first time, or Shadowblade it's called now, sorry. But
they're going to try and jump onto Yamate there, but Yamate's really tanky, but there's the Gus. I think he can get the kill on Yamate, not expecting that Shadowblade. Aegis has been popped and Milky's just going to TP. Absolutely TP. No reason to hang around.
Yeah. He waited. No, actually it was kind of smart what he did because the reflection charges, he waited till they were down. I think he only had 2 residual ones from the creep wave, but he didn't refresh them just by default. He thought he was safe. And yeah, what happened is Aegis lost here for G-Guard. So at the moment, like besides all the disconnects and whatnot, New World is still making, I don't know, a good impression on me. I'm glad they, I don't know, find back. Now just the internet has to be on their side as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to really lag during a team fight. Probably one of the worst times to ever do it.
And look at the line.
But BKB,
we have a
Lion?
Yeah, the line, because we have a Blink Dagger soon coming out on the line. As far as I understand it, that could change the game quite a lot because that initiation by the Lion is quite crucial. But for now, the Draw Ranger finding the Axe, but both of them are invisible. None of them know where they are. Problem is Milky hiding on the Axe. Oh, does he see him?
Does Winter see him?
Oh my goodness. They're next to each other. Now they saw it. But Milky, does he notice? He was sort of blocked.
Oh, this might be a call. Winter's thinking about it. There's 3 heroes clumped up. Not going to go for it, but there's the smoke popped.
Directly in front of the Axe. Now the smoke is breaking, so they know exactly what's going on here. TA is farming in the jungle. They see the creeps, and everybody's just blinking away. G-Guard, they don't want to commit because of look in the mid. Serpent Wards on the tier 2 tower, so they go for a split push approach at the moment instead of just going for a direct one. But oh, that Shadow Shaman. Jesus Christ. I mean, the hack's fine sometime, but in the end, kill secured. There's the global silence, but I don't even know for what. That was just like a silence, shut up one.
I don't know, maybe it was a bit of a panic global silence. I'm not too sure why that was procced in all honesty.
Well, I guess we have to live with it. In the end, I don't know, maybe they thought there's more to come and they just wanted to make sure they can live with those 2 kills. It was a whole mess with all those smokes and those 2 invisibilities, one by the Lotus Edge and the second one by the invisibility rune. But Jesus Christ, that was... I don't know, G-Guard is kind of losing it at the moment. I mean, it looked so good at the beginning, but with all those disconnects, suddenly... I mean, they keep their XP and gold at the moment, but, well, they drop here and there some kills, and that keeps New World at least in the game for now.
Yeah, they do have a chance now. They basically, their goal at this point is to try and not to lose what they've picked up so far. So the Shadowblade definitely paying off at the Drow range. It literally caught G-Guard completely off guard. They were not expecting a Shadowblade pickup on a Drow Ranger, because typically we don't see Shadowblade anymore because people just say, oh, Shadowblade easy counter with Dust and also easy counter with Dust Blink. Like any heroes that can just jump on top of someone who's going to go invis, just pop the Dust and that's it. And Drow Ranger in general is pretty easy to kill. So we don't normally see it, but this surprise pick definitely paying off for
Look
Milky.
at this. At the moment, New World Bristleback is drawing out the lines. One leading to the tier 1 tower here in the mid, where we have at the moment the Axe just TPing in, and the other one is going to the tier 2 tower top. The problem is that G-Guard is way faster, but now the TPs are coming. The Axe is ready for the call, but he found the Storm Spirit, and that's not the right one you really want to go for. So they get their retreat. 2 TPs are completely wasted, and in the meantime, do they have enough damage and fast enough damage for the top tower? That's the big question here at the moment. Drow Ranger is staying here. If the call is coming by the Axe, it would be lethal, but he doesn't even move. Winter stays in the mid, and therefore, well, tower getting tons of damage. It's not enough, but also the bottom tower is still alive.
Yeah, so both teams trying to really push down towers, but no one really gets anything. Everyone was just so afraid of losing their own towers. In particular, G-Guard. You don't want to give away that mid tower. It gives you a lot of presence on the map, so if there are any fights, it is the closest tower to really TP to if it happens on dire territory. So you don't really want to lose that tower, but
look at
yes,
this.
we have a smoke.
Smoking hard in the mid, and they might actually find 2 targets here because we have the Lion as well as the Silencer here. Oh, this is bad news. Maybe the Lion blinks out, yes, but the Silencer is the sacrificial lamb here. Easy one. Even Maledict, Maledict and everything has been used on that one, but right clicks would have just been enough. In the end, this is gonna pin out as a split push again, since Drow Ranger is in the bottom lane, and in the mid, it's a tier 2 tower versus tier 2 tower. So let's see what's actually happening here. Bristleback not TPing back. Let's see. Now the rotations are coming.
Yeah, so there was an easy tower actually in the mid lane for G-Guard, but they're going to jump onto onto Z on the Bristleback. Easy kill on the Bristleback, no way for him to escape, constantly stun locked, but Drow just going to Shadowblade Mask of Madness and she's pretty much out of there. There's even going to be a TP as well. But G-Guard, they managed to secure the mid tower. It was softened up earlier by Ling's Shadow Shaman wards. So, easy pick for them. They don't lose their bottom tower, but it does take a significant amount of damage. From 100% HP, it's down to 3 to 8. So, it's going to be a very easy pickup if anyone on NW decides to try and snipe the tower. I'm looking at the Drow Ranger.
Yep, absolutely, and well, let's see where this one is going. Chrysalis is being the next item here by the Drow Ranger, then we have the crits coming as well. He's just farming. I mean, the kill on the Bristleback was really unnecessary because they knew, okay, in the tier 2 tower mid it fell and then they were just disappearing, which means they either TP'd out or smoked. They were not going for the tier 3 tower. It's a bit too early for high ground at this point. For G-Guard, they could lose a lot by going high ground right now. So yeah, I don't know why the Bristleback stayed there. He did so, he lost his life, and now we have to see where this one is going, because even with those little forth and back trades, sometimes good, sometimes bad, none of the teams is really getting a crazy advantage. The 5k in experience and net worth, I just showed it on the graphs, still stands. It just still stands, and again, both teams are completely on the split push agenda here. Both of them want to go for the tier 2 towers here.
Might just be a trade because they're both relatively low towers. They're literally at the exact same HP percentage, so bottom tower gonna go down for NW. There's the glyph though. They want to keep it alive for as long as possible while they take their own tower, but well, G-Guard, they're gonna pop their own glyph, but both towers definitely gonna drop. No one's gonna TP in time. So they're gonna give that up, but it looks like this is the high ground push coming out from G-Guard. There's no one here at NW. Are there gonna be TPs though? We've got one TP from May. There's gonna be another one coming out from our Lion. But where's everyone else? Where's the Drow Ranger? Drow Ranger's back at base. We have Z though. Our Bristleback still in that top lane. He wants to make his own push while the rest of his team goes for the defense. Shadow Shaman wards have been dropped, but they're getting picked off by Milky. But this tower, it looks like it might go down if NW doesn't want to make an engagement. There's a stun onto Ben. There's a call, Milky. He gets caught out. He's going to get blown up. No buyback on him as well. There's going to be the call though. So that's not a call. That's a ball lightning. They get an axe kill. And then they're also going to lose the Storm Spirit. So that's 2 heroes down for NW. But there's a Witch Doctor ward as well. Bristleback dropping incredibly low because of the death ward. And Yamate, it looks like he will lose his life to the Lion. 4 heroes down for G-Guard. NW, they only lose 2. No buybacks, but it doesn't really matter. They get what they wanted.
That was
they lose their T3.
Quite an interesting engagement. I mean, they had a good start, G-Guard here, by taking out the Drow Ranger, but from there it went kind of downhill. They settled for the tier 3 tower, sure, but feeding 4 heroes away for this, Well, I was hoping the Bristleback maybe achieves a bit more in the top lane, because he was the only one out of Team New World here that didn't TP back in the base, which was kind of surprising to me. I thought he maybe wants to go for some push on the tier 3 tower on the other side, but in the end this tower only got 10 damage from like one creep that made it there, and that's pretty much it. But still, I mean, with these kills, Team New World says, okay, it's only a tier 3 tower, but then again, those wards and the protection around like G-Guard will eventually break the base, especially now that the Racks are just naked there.
Yeah, so I'm not too sure how long it's actually been here, but how long he has had it, but Sukai actually went for Bloodstone first, so no Orchid, he goes for Bloodstone. What do you think about Bloodstone in general? Do you think he's going to actually be able to accumulate charges? Because he's been dying an awful lot.
He might lose some, because we just, like, he wanted to go for that Rasta, and the problem is, well, never mind, they go back with the smoke. Like, immediately after he failed his gank there, they smoked and wanted to return, but, well, he's going in the jungle and that's it. Another smoke is coming out now from New World on the other side, and they might find the TA. What they need is someone scouting, though. The problem is, all of them are invisible. All of them invisible, and oh, look at the axe, just jumping in, again the call on Milky, there's the dunk. Everybody is nicely stunned, but the problem is, they should still make the pursue. See, it's not getting stunned by the psionic trap, so maybe he makes it out here. He has to run, but axe, oh my god, Winter finds him, there's the call, and that's definitely killed. There's the dunk. No, Race is actually gonna get credit for this one, so 2 down, and this is bad news. This is your tank, and this is your highest DPS pretty much, and I think this is the call for G-Guard to go for another base push, or maybe Roshan.
I think they might Rosh, yeah.
Roshan is up as well.
Rosh. Yeah, so NW, they just can't afford to lose their Drow Ranger, because where's the rest of the damage going to come from? Their Storm Spirit, he's pretty much there for lockdown and a little bit of damage, but he just can't survive during their team fights to really justify his presence to be in there and die. You want your Storm Spirit to survive for as long as possible, throw as many pot shots as possible, keep on throwing out the remnants, just start whittling down at G-Guard, but he can't survive.
Nope, not really. Like, he can't be in the front lines. Bristleback should be the one, but I mean, it's also kind of unfortunate. This is the second time that Team New World smoked up, and someone on the other side, on the Sentinel side, was invisible by a rune or by any other means. I mean, this is really bad news. Every time you put some effort in it, you lose farm while you smoke and everything. You want to get just a fast kill, swiftly out of it, and back to farming, or maybe even transition into a push, but every time there's someone invisible, and this is really, really bad news for them, because these smokes, this is exactly what they need to come back into the game, but at the moment it just doesn't look like it. G-Guard lost a lot when it came to that fight in the bottom lane, but they completely recuperated from it and putting even something on top of it, so the 5k transition into a 7.5k advantage now. G-Guard, well, they play very, very conservatively at the moment, but it's working out for them.
Yeah, we just see the Desolator actually picked up onto Yamate on the Templar Assassin, so we're going to have some burst potential coming out from that TA, so anybody that gets jumps by Yamate, they're just going to be blown to smithereens. And I'm even looking at our Bristleback here. He's not incredibly tanky. He's got 1.7k HP, 7 armor, but that's not enough to actually survive the damage output that G-Guard is outputting.
This makes quite a difference now in the fights, because he is very susceptible against casket stuns, as well as the Rasta, of course, with Shackle and Hack. So now the Bristleback doesn't have that problem, which means he can go full YOLO, especially on the soft targets around G-Guard, and the longer he survives, the more damage he puts out, especially on an AoE basis when the crystals stack in those fights. The only thing that really kills him super fast is the Death Ward at the moment, but even there, well, you spawn a lot of bristles. I don't know. I just imagined Bristleback when he just threw out quills as like little tiny bristlebacks just like started raking at the map. That's what it sounds like. Enigma, you spawn little bristlebacks.
Little murkies.
The more often I say this word, the weirder it gets. Like bristle. It's like meh, tongue breaker. Either way, we have 4 in the mid. 1 is at the moment go for the split push approach. Of course, the Storm here, he has a TP if he wants to go back, but it seems like G-Guard, yes, very distinct towards those racks. The question is now, last time New World, they really had a bad rotation back to defend this. Now the question is, are they fast enough this time here? The wards are coming out, and the damage may start. The Cliff is already out. The Storm Spirit is still going for the split push, but he's so much slower. Now he's TPing back. He is in the base, but look at this. Milirex is already going down. The TA is actually coming in. One hit on the line was almost enough. Storm Spirit is coming in, but there's the Global Silence. What is he going for? My god. They already get 2 kills here. Winter is under attack, but he calls the Storm Spirit. The dunk is whiffing completely. Now Milky under attack by the Templar Assassin, just too strong, and look at it. Ben activating everything, and it's Jesus Christ. Those strike clicks here for 112. The Bristleback in the end completely useless in that fight at the Storm Spirit. He wants to come back, and they want to get that Storm Spirit. There is, yes, they have everything to disable him for a long, long time. I love those fingers of death. Like, kill secured. And in
Did
the
you see
end,
Yamate? Yamate might jump on somebody at this point.
oh
He's
my
gonna
god.
go on to May. Silencer, no!
But I don't know if that
Yamate.
was really smart, because that's why. Never mind that. I can't believe it. The Bristleback didn't disengage that Link Dagger in the end.
He
Oh,
probably thought
Yamate
it was
might even go
cancelled.
for more. Look at this. I mean, Storm Spirit still has some residual mana and also quite some mana regen. So he was not quite in danger, but yeah, Yamate getting that silencer kill, that's quite something. The buybacks were quite intense. We had a buyback on the silencer, which means he's out for full duration, lost all his gold, and of course not getting anything now in the time he's sitting in the fountain. And we also had that buyback on the Storm Spirit. If he would have died now, it would have really broken their neck. But in the end, I mean, G-Guard, they got what they came for. They got the Milirex, and that's all they wanted.
Yamate, they're being spotted out by K's. Lion's gotta be careful because Yamate could jump on him if he really wants to. Blow the BKB and well, that's gonna be a pretty dead Lion, but he's just gonna back up. He's gonna take the rune. He's gonna go back onto his side of the map, and we're gonna have a little bit more passivity now. Just gonna slow it down a bit. G-Guard, they got one objective. Now they're just gonna slowly chew towards their next one, but I think they're gonna wait for some core items. Is there anything that's being built? BKB gonna be coming up on a winter soon. We just need about not 600. We need 400 more gold. So roughly for 300 now. 300 on Axe, and that's going to be the BKB secured on him. We got Razor who wants to build an Ags. He just needs 1k more, and then he'll have the completed Ags. On the side of NW though, we've got a Sange picked up on our Bristleback, so it looks like it's going to be a Halberd. It'll be nice on the Templar Assassin just to disable him for a short duration. Anything else? We have another Sange actually on our Lion. So we're gonna get 2 Halberds.
Yep, but I don't think those halberds really make a difference here. In the end, G-Guard is just going systematically at the moment here. 2 tower, completely uncontested going down. They're probably gonna take the jungle creeps as well, and the question is now, does New World make a move out of their base? One of them maybe getting caught off, because that would just initiate the push by G-Guard. But at the moment, seems like they're completely pulling back while the Storm Spirit is actually farming their jungle, and we had, well, the Draw Ranger farming in the bottom lane, but even there, he retreats now. I don't know what this is all about, G-Guard. I actually thought they have the momentum just to keep on going, but at the moment, well, they go for Ancients. They're gonna wait for Roshan, maybe. We still have... Well, we find out in 2 minutes when exactly Roshan is gonna spawn. In the meantime, it's, I guess, just farming for both teams.
Yeah, I think it's just G-Guard playing safe. It's their game to lose at this point. They've built up an advantage. They want to keep it that way. They don't want to give away too many hero kills like they did earlier. Remember when they were pushing up high ground, they only got a T3 tower and they lost, I think it was 4 or 5 heroes. That was not worth it because that was a massive amount of the gold that they mounted up as a lead.
Oh, but look at this smoke.
Transferring to NW. Oh.
This smoke actually might change something because Yamate is there. Of course, he has a BKB, therefore not too vulnerable if he gets it off. But the question is, does he get it off if there is a plank? But oh my god, he's in a melt. But the problem is, there's the Lion. Oh my goodness, Jesus, he's hacks. No BKB for him, and that's an easy kill. Even the Global Silence used, but look at the Storm Spirit. He really wants to go for it, but the problem is no mana for the Orchid. No mana for the Orchid. That's the big problem. The Orchid would have been amazing. Then the Finger of Death, but at least they get the tower. Never mind. There's actually a cliff, and oh, look at Winter. He wants to turn it around. The walls even spawn on top of the storm, but at the moment it's not enough. He's zipping out. They're gonna pursue him. Where's the dunk? They don't even need it. There's the buyback on the Temple Assassin, just going in on him, and everybody's trying to retreat. So far, everybody has been successful except for one. One has been left, and that's the poor Bristleback. Like, Winter's Call was back up, and that's pretty much it. Roshan, Timer, I don't know if it aligns with exactly that fight, because 2 of them are down, Buybacks, nope. And that means, well, in some seconds we see Roshan, but I don't think they even go for it. They just go mid, or maybe go mid and then check Roshan. By the way, look at the buyback status at the moment. Not a single one on this pitch here has a buyback. And Jesus.
Yeah, I think G-Guard just wants to go for a push at this point. They want to see if they can bait out buybacks, and if nobody buys back, then this is pretty much the go call for G-Guard to go for the push. Ben's having his mana stolen, and actually Kai's, was that the right decision to stay a little bit too close? It looks like it's not. He's going to have the Battle Hunger thrown out, and he's going to take a significant amount of damage. He might die, but we are going to have two disconnects, our Silencer and our Storm Spirit.
Oh, this is really bad. I mean, the problem is the Silencer used again that Global Silence pretty much after the TA was dead, just to secure that the Storm Spirit makes that jump. This time it was sort of justified, even though I think it could have been better timed. Well, the problem is now they tried to get Milky, so Milky actually went into the west just to escape from that gank attempt, but in the meantime they say like, sure, you run away from your base, we go for your base, and instead there is of course a Desolator, making it even easier for them. There's still a Cliff available. That's good news at the moment, so New World can buy some time, but the problem is I just don't think this is very effective. Only good news for them at the moment, not just the Silence is down, we also have the Master Open Wards of the Shadow Shaman down, which means the pushing power has to come from the right clicks and of course from the Razor Ultimate, which is on a ridiculously low cooldown anyway, just a minute. And, well, let's see. I think they should be able to break base here, unless something really stupid happens. 20 seconds should be enough at least for the tier 3 tower.
Yeah. Now keep in mind, Razor's ultimate's physical damage. You have Yamate there with the Desolator. It's got -7. Oh, it's taking 7 armor away, but it's got 25 armor. But this tower is going to go down so quickly. And even if they glyph it, though, I don't think it's enough time for NW to just regroup as a team and make a defense, because they've lost one set of Raxes. I think G-Guard, if they take the middle set of Raxes, they'll either go straight for the T4s because the Bristleback is still down, or they're going to go up top and try and go for Mega Creeps. It's really hard to say. We'll see how fast they can take down that mid tower, because depending on how quickly they can do it, then it'll pretty much give us an idea as to how they want to go for it. Lion, he's actually going to have to go back to base soon, because if you look at how low he is, 400 HP. If Yamate jumps on him, or if Winter just blinks forward, goes for the call, we can just chop him after one counter helix, and that's a dead Lion.
Yeah,
and this Lion, no buyback.
Jump. That's the good thing. So Lion, I don't know. If I were him, I would go back to the Fountain, because yeah, it's just too risky. Once that Blink Dagger is up again, either the TA or the Axe can just jump on him, and that's pretty much it. But let's hope they're gonna, I don't know, reconnect pretty soon. Or New World is calling the GG if they can't make the PCs work again.
They can't make the PCs work. Oh, so hopefully we can get a reconnect soon. I'm gonna actually figure out how long this game has been going for. How long has this game been going for? Probably
I don't know,
almost
35
an hour at
minutes
this point.
plus another 35 minutes pause.
Oh. Okay.
No, it's not that bad. But I think we are at 10 minutes pause or something, so we are, yeah. And yeah, by the way, what I forgot to mention, this is obviously the Malaysian qualifier. I thought some of them were actually Philippine, but, well, no, they're all teams Malaysian. Raymond just told me. I mean, I'm stupid because I just wrote MPGL qualifier, so I took it that there's like a lot of C teams or around C area, but obviously this is a Malaysian qualifier, which means yeah.
Okay.
Obviously Malaysian teams.
Obviously Malaysian teams. Well, for all we know, we could have a Filipino team in there. Who knows?
No.
Who knows?
We can't.
It could be just a secret. It could be a secret. They could just pretend they're Malay. We never know.
Yeah.
You never know. They'll never tell us anyway. If they told us, then we'd probably tell admins. They'd be in trouble. Many troubles.
Maybe I should call at Cyber Cafe and tell them that I haven't slept yet, which means I might fall asleep the longer the pause goes, and that's a big problem because I'm the one on OBS. Nothing's moving anymore if I fall asleep.
Oh my goodness. You could just have it follow one hero. I'll keep talking.
By the way, I called you when the draft was on. The call is going for 1 hour and 15 minutes, which means we actually have 35 minutes played, and
I guess draft takes like 10 minutes, so 40-ish minutes. 45?
I don't know how fast they drafted, but yeah.
I think it was 10-ish.
We have 15, 20 something 25 minutes maybe, minus the draft, so 20 minutes pause or so. Either way, Storm Spirit, we are halfway there. He's back. Now we just have to see where's the Silencer. The Silencer has been the most unstable one throughout this entire game.
I feel like the Silencer and the Storm Spirit have been pretty even. At the beginning, he had to change PC, and then during the mid game, we had a couple of Storm Spirit disconnects, and then now we have the Silencer again. So I think you can't really blame one of them. I guess they're just having equal reconnecting issues.
Yeah. Oh well, let's see. By the way, I like. Oh, the admin. No, we got confused.
Admin has spoken.
Admin has spoken. G-Guard, make a call. I mean, G-Guard could just say, guys, I think you lost this game. It's like this fight, and I mean, let's be honest, it is this fight. If New World loses here, nothing's gonna happen but losing. That's eventually it all boils down to this, because if you look at the buybacks, there's nothing left. And yeah, they say G. They're not gonna GG, they're just gonna say they're ready, and that's pretty much it. So we have to manually fight this out. Milky's still far away, and they're gonna try. That's the best they can do.
Yeah. Alright, so slow siege, well not really a slow siege I guess. There's the glyph. Oh, that was mistimed unfortunately by NW. They needed to throw that half a second quicker, and they actually would have managed to glyph that T3, but...
They play full-time series here. Like, this is not even
yeah.
I mean, you're 4 on 5, big cooldowns, all on CD, but they don't care, they don't go for the Rex, they go for the Roshan, just like what you would do if you were in a 5-5 situation in a very even game. But I mean, it stands, they have the advantage, now they have even an advantage by just the amount of players. Well, I mean, I like it on the one hand, because with this attitude you prepare yourself for games of a more even opponent, but, well, quite interesting. But I really hope with this HS they're gonna push now, because I don't think they need more time and farming. They have their BKBs, they have the initiation, the cooldowns are still not up. That's the biggest problem at the moment for New World. We have the finger now, but the silence should be still. Never mind, it just came back.
It's off cooldown.
Yep, it just came back, which means they might have a chance. Some good micro on the silencer. Who knows?
They're just gonna be global silence. You can't really micro him, I guess. You can move him, I suppose, but he doesn't really give your team anything aside from throwing a last word and hopefully trying to disarm somebody. But everyone on G-Guard, they've just got spells that can pretty much cancel it out. So no one's gonna get dispelled. They will get silenced though. So here we go. There's a Siege Yamato. He's going to jump forward onto Kai's. There's a blink forward for Winter. They get Sukite and Z though. He's going to keep on bashing out onto Yamato, but not really doing any damage. Sukite gives a zip around. Gem is on the ground. Lion is dead. That's going to be the Drow Ranger as well, who I'm not sure what Drow Ranger is actually doing there, but she's going to have to buy back. They're trying to get together what they can, but I don't know. I don't think it's quite enough.
Yep, they're not even going for tier 4s. They want to go systematically through the base here at the moment. TA taking it up, or actually, well, it's a bit of the Razor, and the funny part is Shadow Shaman is dying and the Pusserback is calling the GG, which means, well, do we see some more results as in kills here? Nope, admin is fast enough. So that means G-Guard is 1 ahead, 1 out of 4 games, and I just got told Team Malaysia is gonna play now, pretty much soon, against CW. So if we're lucky, we're gonna jump into this game. Until then, guys, my name is Heflamoke. I'm casting here with Danelie. As I said, apologies for everything that looks pretty unprofessional. It's super short notice. I'm happy my OBS is running and whatnot. So 3 more best of ones are coming. Team Malaysia versus CW is potentially the next. If not, we're gonna follow the bracket of G-Guard, and that would be G-Guard versus C9. So let's see, just another 5 minutes or so, waiting screen, and then we are back.